Good evening, Arizona. I'm Carrie Pena.
And I'm Fields Mosley. Our top story tonight, a large-scale prostitution bust with more than 100 people arrested. Team coverage tonight, our Natalie Brand, the only Valley reporter to go along with deputies on this operation, and has an exclusive report in just a moment.
But we begin with Steve Ryan live at Sheriff's headquarters with what the sheriff had to say about this massive bust. Steve?
Well, Carrie and Fields, he expressed a lot of gratitude for getting some quote-unquote dangerous people off the streets, but he also expressed gratitude to a multi-jurisdictional effort, which included the Tempe Police Department, which young-looking female detectives to play a role in this operation. Let me show you some video now. We have exclusive video of this operation. It involves prostitution, guns, and drugs, a three-pronged approach to combating all those problems here in the Valley over the past 2 weeks. Among the biggest problems was the prostitution, because what happened here was officers posted an ad on a website called Backpage.com, which is well known for publishing advertisements for illicit adult activity. On that advertisement that deputies posted was an ad for 16-year-old girls who were allegedly prostituting themselves. But those two young Tempe police detectives were actually posing as the prostitutes. And the way this worked was the Johns, which are commonly referred to in law enforcement as the people soliciting prostitution, would respond to those ads and set up a meeting with the undercover deputies and police officers at a hotel. The way that worked was the hotel had 3 rooms. One room, the Johns would meet the so-called prostitutes. In another room would be what's known as a takedown team. Once a deal was made or money was shown for prostitution, that takedown team would enter the room and arrest one of 111 suspects at this point. The third room was a surveillance room set up with audio and video equipment, which will be later used in court to help solidify the case against those 111 suspects. The biggest problem, the sheriff says, was that these folks were targeting what they thought were 16-year-old girls, but as it turns out, they were undercover detectives. And we talked with the sheriff earlier about this. Let me show you what he had to say.
I'm not going to get into everybody's background, but what's really shocking, we were told that here this one guy's going to a 16-year-old birthday party and stopping off to mess around with 2 16-year-olds. I mean, you figure that one out. So we got a big problem out there.
And some big felonies that, if convicted of, a lot of those folks could spend time in state prison. Reporting live, I'm Steve Ryan, 3TV.
Steve, thank you. And as we mentioned, 3TV had exclusive access, inside access to this sting. 3TV's Natalie Brand was invited along during the night of the operation, and she joins us now with more. And Natalie, this was pretty eye-opening for you.
Extremely eye-opening, even for law enforcement, Carrie. The men busted came from all walks of life, all professions, and some will simply shock you.
How old are you?
We're both 16.
16?
So
Okay.
Almost 17 now.
MCSO says this man showed up to a hotel room expecting to buy sex from a teen prostitute.
What were you hoping for?
Just sex.
Okay.
A little foreplay.
What's even more shocking, this suspect, Jerry Marfay, is a teacher.
Are you a high school teacher then?
I am.
Hi.
Yeah, teach chemistry.
Marfay, just one of 30 suspects MCSO arrested for child prostitution during a 2-week-long undercover sting. 3TV got a rare look inside the operation.
So this is our undercover ad for tonight.
The ad posted online generated non-stop phone calls.
Hello?
But this woman, pretending to be a teenager,
I'm 16.
is actually an undercover cop waiting for men to show up in person. While the deal is being made in one room, the entire interaction is being recorded in another, and all the evidence detectives need is caught on camera.
Take a seat. Relax.
I'm just a little nervous.
Oh, no, I get it.
MCSO says this suspect, John Wythe, is a convicted sex offender with a record out of Colorado.
It's been a long time.
But before this goes any further,
Hands in the air! Hands in the air! Hands in the air!
he's put in cuffs.
We thought we would get some arrests. I don't think any of us really anticipated the volume.
Captain Steve Bailey says the Johns ranged from professionals to married men, even a DirecTV man still in uniform, and a 21-year-old who told us he's a virgin.
And you realized you could go to prison for this.
I did, but I mean,
It was just such a fixation in my head about sex.
These cases just now are starting to move through the court system, and if convicted of child prostitution, the minimum could be 7 years in prison, much more depending on the circumstances. Back to you.